Well, guest appearance by Mr. Andy Mak. Someone?
We got yes. So we can just load up.
There's one document you can use. I'm going to use that one.
The reason is where you guys use it all the time. We see some of the outputs, but we're at the end of it. We don't actually ever need to use it the way you guys do.
Okay.
Just want a bit of an idea of what it can do. Like that. Take it easy.
Want to share with us?
Oh, that's theatre motion game.
Okay. So, through the
Yep.
So to settings,
Turn the light off again.
preferences. Set preferences general. A few sort of interface that we had. So that's the old school 98 sort of menu. Everything's dropped down. Your big icons. Now I'll get back. I'll get back and see. Edit. Preferences. There we go. There we go. The classic menu. So you can play around with that. It's really just your preference of what you like to see. So tabs here. There's one left, which you expand and close by this button here. That's your recent files. Bookmark a PDF. So if you've got like a sort of like a book where you want to put a mark.
You trade with PDFs that have 20 drawings in it.
Yeah.
So I assume the bookmark works the same.
Yeah, so you can just add your bookmark. You've got, so if this is a multi-page document, so you've got your thumbnails there. You've got tools, which are tools that are set up. Option marks and things, and we've actually got some electrical, mechanical, hydraulic sort of fixed symbols that you use quite often. So that's just click on that. I think this is it. Yeah. Oh, okay. It came in. Yeah. On that, and you can sort of engineer like to use now.
Have been created for us, or was it part of the package?
I think other offices have created it. This looks like the standard thing that came in.
The standard box.
Yeah, this is out of the box. We have some Oricon generated ones.
Yep.
And BG structural. I think just find file and double click. So
That's the BTX file.
yeah. Okay, we put that into our tools chest. So if we come down, these are structural tools.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's that every time.
No, that's loaded in now.
It's in not in the file.
It's in Bluebeam now. It's loaded in.
So presumably the EP ones are somewhere else. That
Yep. Yeah. Actually, you sent me that email a while ago. In your inbox somewhere. We can also, this is create layers. So what I've found useful for is when you start drawing or a file new blank, and then import a title block. Now our title block, which is the standard title block, has a background. And sometimes that gets in the way, so I'll put the title block on a layer, and I can switch that on and off. Okay. So, yeah. I'll explain to you guys how layers work.
So you input a title block, there's just a blank PDF version that you just, it's a PDF.
Yeah, Jake created them a while ago. So if I put this to Bluebeam. Doesn't want to do it now. I think some people have issues with the license of their Bluebeam, which restricts some of the use functions. I think the fix is to get rid of it and install it again. That's that side. This side, you've always got your property for whichever tool you want to use. You've got standard search. You've got some quick access buttons for mirroring, which I'll go through later. So let's just go through all the drop-down menus. So you'll see that this changes as I scroll across onto the different sort of things. So go through each one of these. A new blank document, or it's got some Bluebeam templates in there, not Oracle templates. Opens quite a lot of file formats, include some 3D formats, which is pretty cool. Yep.
Revit does the U3.
Yep, 3D PDF. Yep, you can do that. You've got Studio, which is a very useful tool. So what's Studio is a group session thing. We don't have a license to Studio, but I'm aware that it was used in Dubai because the client had the license. So what it does is the Bluebeam server and the licensee of Studio will host a session in cyberspace. You log in as a guest to the licensee, and you can do live markups with people from all the world, or different offices.
And why wouldn't we have a license?
We haven't had a business case to use it. So the reason why the Studio was used in that time was the client requested a group shop drawing. So they had the shop drawings come in, and they said, right, everyone, you're looking at it, architects, put your markups in now, and it creates a log of who created markup, the time, everything's logged in there, and then they said, okay, next, structural engineers, you do your markup. So that group session markup is in cyberspace, create a log, and then everyone can jump in to mark that up.
So we pass the hard copies to all the engineers to review them and mark them up. Yes.
Create. That's just creating a new PDF from, camera or whatever. You can do, that's the combine. So if you've got and you wanted to create a set with just one file, you can do it in this. You can also do it in your Explorer. So I'll get a document. So I've selected a few of these. Right click. I can actually find files in review. Or just do it in review itself with the combined file. You've got some batch functions. So if you've got a couple of files open, you can do rotate, and you say add files from somewhere, or add the file that you've got in these tabs. So it knows that you've got two files open. and then move the order if you want, or get rid of one if you want. You can just put a range on. I only want to rotate the front page, that sort of thing, or even pages. Batch function is pretty useful. Export PDF into another format if you like. You can import, export markups, which I haven't used. Generally, it's easy enough to just copy markups and paste it on another page. If you want to surf the web, Bluebeam with a web tab to the next tab, which is your edit. So you've got your undo history. You've got what's in your clipboard, so you can just cycle through. That's the content editor. So it allows you to go to drawing or document and edit text if you feel like.
You can edit the text.
Yep, you can edit the text.
You just pay for your license from Adobe to do that.
You can now.
That's pretty good.
I don't want that. Now that's gone. I can paste back in.
As in the handles PDF, right? Not a scan style PDF.
Yeah, it has to be a PDF
Generated.
that's generated, but there's nothing stopping you from just doing a cut. You can do a cut on anything. And that cut, if you click drag, you get a box. If you do multiple clicks, you can show what you want. Enter to close. That bit's gone now.
It's only whatever's in that
Yep.
area.
Yep. And I can, so with the cut function, I can paste it back in. But when you paste it back in, it becomes a markup. Or I could just get rid of it altogether.
So you can't do that text once you do a window
You
and paste it back.
correct, you can't edit it. It becomes something attached to
Just like a picture.
PDF. Yeah, correct.
An image.
Correct. Standard select functions. Snapshot, which just says I want to grab it and paste it. So,
You put that into another document.
yep, I can go there and paste it.
Right click and scale that up.
Yep.
Use 5 points, 5 groups, is it? Yeah. Yeah, okay, just scale it.
Or you can there.
Yeah, change color.
And you
Those
can,
are
so if you go into the props, you can actually change the width and height of that, and you can rotate it, scale it, percentage. So if you have it or Revit installed, you can create that 3D PDF file, and then once you've created that, you can come on this tool and you say, I want that my cover to have a 3D image that's rotatable. So you go, and I want it to be that big. It says, where's the file? You find the file, and it will be in that box that you drew. You know what I mean?
Does it have a setting to go back to the original view?
I'm not sure.
So if you had a certain view, you want to see it from top left corner, and that's how you put it on the cover sheet. And if somebody comes into the PDF, surfs around in it, do they have a reset to original view?
I think it doesn't say, because when you're in that view, it's that view that you exported from the Bluebeam program. Yeah. So every time you open that file, it's that original view.
Right. So if you just got out and got back in, it's that original.
Yeah.
3D PDF, Andy, what format are they? That's not PDF, surely.
Q 3D.
Yeah,
From
Oh,
really,
you come straight out of Navis as so in Navis, if you select you select what you want to export, so if you want the whole building, you select all. You create a DVD. It is in your right hand side of the bar. Yeah. There's that button in there. So instead of view, that's the view of. So we're in View tab now. That's just the view of you want to see Bluebeam. What you want to hide, things like that. If you want rulers. Document. So you can add to your document. You can set certain so you can not allow printing, not allow changes, that sort of thing, and you can code it. Digital signature, if you want to add a digital signature in the Bluebeam, do that. I think anyone I know on that button I've used before. Quite useful if you have a multi-page document and just grab one page. Like you can just go, I want to extract page 1 into a certain file, and you can delete page 1 from the original. Or you can delete pages after extracting. You can also insert page from another document. So if you want to combine two things together, do insert pages.
Can you tell it where does it go to the end or?
Yep. So you can say if I say add open, the other file that I've got open, and I want it after page 2. So that's come in now into the other document. You can replace pages. So how I've used that before is I've got a Word document, report, and I've got a PDF printout of some other program for an appendix. And if I want to update that appendix, I can do replace pages. I just say I want to replace page 2 to 3 with this new document, and it just does it for you. Get rid of the old and bring the new. I can crop the page if I want, and I can set dimensions, or I can just do get window, and that's the view of once I've cropped it, what it's going to look like. Footers. I think adds a header and footer on every page as a template. It's something that we use a lot to lay things. So I can compare documents. With that, and if I compare, I can say I can align the 2 pages that I want to compare. So I've got document A and document B, and they're probably on different scales. So for example, I've got proper structural drawing, 2 scale. Architects just send me a markup that they give. If there's 3 points on that markup that I can align with the structural drawing, then I can 3 points on the architect markup and over that onto my structural drawing to scale. With pages, just get out of this.
come in as a of what's,
Well, let me just 1, 2, 3, and that 1, 2, 3. Okay. So compares said I've looked at your 2 documents, and these are the differences between them. If I just wanted to do a simple lay, I can select the 2 drawings, and I can tell it to change the colour overlay. I want my base to be as it was, change it to blank, and overlay to be, say, red. Let's try it. So you can see what it's brought in, it's red, and what's in the background, what the original is still in the black and white. So this function, I think, if I have text, I can underline it, or stroke if I want. I've only there's quite a few functions here. When I use this is as a color replacement. I don't think it's picked any color compared to for this one. Process, color processing. So let's say I want to turn all my greys to red, and you can see that I've got some red there from what was originally grey.
this color processing apply to scan PDFs?
No, it has to be a PDF that's created. Now, the flatten tool. The flatten tool is something that's applied to your markup. So let's say I draw some markups, pull up some text. And now, if I send that out, this markup will still be editable. Okay, you can still move it about. But to stop someone from editing markups, I could flatten the PDF. So if in your PDF is layer, then you do markups that are on top of it. If you want to compact everything into your base, then you do a flatten. And you can also, it allows you to decide you want to recover that flatten process. So you bring your layers back up into separate entities. So do not allow, and we'll flatten them. So that is not selectable anymore. Those lines.
what do you usually do?
If it's a proper document that goes out to a client, then I'll flatten it. Because I don't want anyone stuffing around with it. But if it's for internal use, here's a markup. I don't really care. And if it's internal, I actually don't flatten it because I want to have the ability to change that later on if I want to.
With flatten, can you do multiple flattens? So you have, and then each layer of flatten has its own record.
So if you put comments against that when you send it to the client, then they send one back with a different colour and it's flat with their comments and their new comments on that. So effectively you've got layers of record history.
Aware of that. But seeing that you've it does allow you to flatten certain layers.
No, that's exactly.
Exclude markups, all markups. Just do it flatten, everything's compact, send it out. But you could play around with what you want to flatten, not flatten. Page setup, if you wanted to expand your page, stuff around your resolution size, crop pages, that's in there. Which is the same tool as what's on the right here. So it allows us to add some text. Change that size. Sort of thing, rotate it. All that bit of our stuff. Cloud there. There's various line types. So there's solid line dash, long dot dash,
almost like cat.
hydraulic tools, things like that. Yeah, the standard. I'll put an image in there. I can put that image there. Yeah, that's a markup which I can expand or rotate. And this is all PDF.
That image to a particular scale. Can you scale that?
Yes. So this was an A0 page, right? If I to document, I should have the size of my pen there. Right. Now if I click on this image and I wanted a certain size, click on the prettiest for that image, come down, and I can actually set the size of that image. And I believe that should be in centimetres. So let's go to the markup. Do shading and do a fill colour, the transparency of that. That's a hatching. Is stamp, which is pretty useful. So we've added some structural. Bluebeam stamps. We've created some shop drawer stamps, title locks, sort of thing. And you can do it in two formats. You can do it in the Bluebeam native format, which is BX, or you can just do a piece as a stamp. So let's import a stamp. Stamp import. Let's do go to that's imported, which is there now. I go to the properties of that. That's my stamp, and I just wanted to change some things on it. Like so that.
Sorry, you get that stamp correction.
On the right hand side now.
So select my stamp. Yeah. Now I want to put a stamp there. Now I go to properties.
Yeah.
And under properties, I can do modify. So I can edit all this. Right. And
This is when you scan as a PDF, yeah?
this CRX file. So has a native editor in the format of CRX, and allows you to have a bit more flexibility in that you can edit that stamp.
Right, so that's a build stamp.
Yep, built in.
Someone's drew that, someone's made that. It's not a scan.
Is the data captured? Like you can see on it?
I would actually, if I use a PDF,
Mm.
then I would use a made PDF.
Mm.
There's the other method of doing a, I don't know why I can't do it, but I can make dynamic text. It's in here. I can do, yeah, so see that date there? That's dynamic text. And every time I apply that stamp, it knows to put today's date on there.
Oh, that's very smart.
Like that. Now, this stamp is put into my C drive. They imported it from the P drive. What I do here will not affect the P drive.
Once you import.
Is there additional fields?
No, your stamp can be.
No, I'm talking about like a date field. Could you not attach like maybe a list of names or?
I think the dynamic text is limited to
The data, yeah, just.
what I provide.
Field list, wasn't it?
Yeah, that.
Yeah,
Limited
use
to
a
that.
file, date, yeah.
It's not like Excel. Okay.
Sorry,
Let's
Andy,
apply
does
that
that
now.
rename that stamp to the option now of using your stamp, but your name or the parent stamp, the original stamp?
This stamp now is in my name.
Right, but if you want to now have one not in name,
Yeah, then I would need to
re-import that.
Yeah, if it doesn't save as, then it creates two copies.
Right.
You just do a save, it just overrides.
Yep. And now let's
It's running for ink everywhere.
here.
Actually seen a review stamp with all the
It's a multi-page document. Stamp on there. So say this was a set of drawings, and I needed to stamp every drawing. So I through my document and said, oh, this is bottom left hand corner is the best place to put it generally. I now do apply to all pages. Take it forward. So that's on every page. Bottom left hand corner.
Can you set the size of that stamp?
Yep.
When you place it?
And my first go at it.
Yeah, yeah.
On my first go.
Yeah, I've been come in, sorry mate, at a,
No.
standard size, 1:1 or something.
It's the site you created.
Yeah.
So if I just want to, if I do one click,
Yeah.
it should just come.
Right,
That
that's
you created.
size, right,
Yeah.
okay.
But if I bring it in, the click and drag,
Yeah.
then
Then
I'm saying I want it that size.
Right.
You know, come back.
Someone's thought about this, hasn't they?
You can always come back to your editor and change your scale and your rotation.
So once they're on each page, they're individual You can modify it.
You can still modify it, yeah.
Yeah, but you gotta do a more on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But with the text fields, you have to modify them before you apply to the page.
Right, yeah.
Once on the page, its stamp was in drop.
The only thing it'll let you do is change the size of it, because a lot of the shop drawings that they issue sometimes, some of the drawings were on A3, some were on an AO.
Yeah.
So it would make the size of the stamp in relationship to the sheet size. So into that one there and make it bigger if it was too small.
I assume when you're gonna save that and send it back, you have to flatten it, so no one can adjust
Yeah.
your stamp.
Yeah.
No, that's a case.
If send out for extra purpose, you should flatten. Yeah.
Apply to all, button.
Files.
Yeah.
Or do a
If
batch
you
flatten.
save that as a PDF now,
It's a PDF. That's the thing with Bluebeam. You work PDF, and it edits the PDF on the fly.
won't edit the PDF and it overwrites where you've taken it from, because I normally create a PDF and then drag that PDF in and overwrite it.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't that it would be still active?
No. But just cautious with your flattening, because one if you non-movable, then that's it for that. So you might want to do a file save as, or when you're flattening. Because something now, flatten, someone's come back with a comment, and you're like, damn, I have original price. Measure tool, which is pretty useful for us. You have to know a certain point first. So let's say that I knew this door. It says 1 meter. And well, actually that's 2.4. I can calibrate, and it says 2 points to calibrate. There to there, and I say that is 100. Double that. Yes, it's 2400.
Clearer. That's pretty clear.
Anything you dimension is,
Yeah, I've calibrated to that. Right. I can also look into that and go, oh, hang on, 1.9 blah blah blah. Let's just make that 2. And it will adjust to setting on the right here. Right. This setting here. Your calibration is specific. So if you're jumping between 2 pages, you have to recalibrate for each page. There's some other functions here which allows you to errors.
And again, you want to do that after you've calibrated it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can
as well.
You need to know the scale of the page.
you can angle.
Is there any chance of getting a PDF got no reference dimensions where you cannot?
Well, you know your grids. So calibrate your grid. First, you got to have something there.
At least a thickness of
There's also a count button here. So I'm trying to count the number of doors.
Here's one for you.
Right.
Heads, mate.
And then now I go back to preference. I click on that. It knows I've got 5 of them. I can even change the symbol of the count if I want. Now, the disadvantage of this tool is that I can't see the number. I can see that I've ticked. Right? So every tick is a 5. My box sequences. Right? So what I do is go 1, 2, 3, And if I don't want that, say I want that, I can turn it to white. So, and then once I click on it, I can break the sequence, turn it back to 1 now. And apply that. So that does the count for me as well. Window. That's just you want to see how you can split it. Vertically, horizontally, unsplit. That's the gist of Bluebeam. Questions?
It's pretty easy, Andy. Like putting on a, doing a markup, you drop on a UC and just drop in and put a comment on it. Just to see how easy it is to do. Yeah, something like that,
Ah, okay.
Pick up get on the plan, pick up a UC.
Do that. Put that there.
Yeah. And
So is that tagged as with it editable?
I think so.
that's a comment that we've created.
Yep. I think that came from the first office, actually. I've been using it for a number of years.
If it was, Jane, if it was a vowel, it could have functionality. Checking verification form.
Got levels, got break lines.
Yeah.
North line.
Put things on different layers.
Pretty cool. And we normally create different ways with your markup stuff on. So that it's separate from the original piece.
No, I don't.
I have seen that Daniel's been putting different layers for lighting, GPO, startup point. So
Switch them off and on.
Yes. So we can focus on categories at a time when we do our markups.
One thing I like to do with drawing lines, it's always hard to get it perfectly straight line. So it doesn't just draw and then what happens here is it tells me the coordinates of 2 points of that line. So if I wanted to make that line straight, I just copy the dimension of 1 point, paste it to the other point.
I can
Now
spacebar.
Spacebar.
Yeah.
No.
Some program actually.
Shift?
Yeah.
Shift works.
You need to come in and grab this more off, man.
Something like that.
Quite directional these meetings, mate.
But the other reason to this is I can actually change the length of that line. So when I mark up, and I actually wanted that line to be a certain length on the drawing, I can actually change that.
How are you drawing first?
You're correct. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Sexy. That's actually one powerful line is four.
That baby's rubbish, isn't it?
What?
A whatty?
Yeah. What's happening now is because there's enough of you guys to actually work on drawing. We'll actually, to drawing out, we'll actually up-rev something, change the text of something on Bluebeam and send it out. And then tell you later.
Hopefully catches up.
Look, I guess it's great meeting those short, tight deadlines, but it as bills are going to grow, because we can't right-click on this and go accept change the output yet. You really don't have to notice that they can draw it.
Yeah. But because we drafters, we generally is the receiving end of it, right? You're going your been marked. We generally receive the markups and how to utilize that and
Actually, markup.
What do you really mean?
so let's just wait on it, doesn't it, more or less?
Or cut from your end?
Some text.
Forever.
Yeah.
And there is a markup tab when you go to manage links.
That's a DWF.
Is it only DWF?
DWF.
We use in 2015, they've come out with Bluebeam, 360 glue. The 360 glue allow you to do.
That's just flash detection.
You can't convert PDF to other formats. What was the that list?
New it did.
No, it's a tool you can actually underlay the markup, so you're actually working, having the markup sitting underneath or into your view, so you have to refer to a separate monitor looking back.
Design Review does that.
Yeah.
DWF does that. If you're doing your markup from that, you can put it under your sheet and Revit.
Yeah, nothing effective. It's all images. They're all,
No.
they're all image
This
files.
is a professional version.
That's
what I get.
DWF.
I think if we have
You
a
export your sheets to base DWF, and then Andy goes through it. Then you produce it. His concept, you get them on your sheet back in Revit.
But can you mark up DWF on it?
And then I was just looking if you converted as well, you can't export to anything that has vectors. It's all images.
Image, PDF.
I was thinking if you'd like to mark up comments or comments to go to IODC, then this would be, especially if they could, just pop in the background of their Revit model.
With that, I've always tried to push it, but unfortunately, with the bring markup function, you know, to a sheet. Can't do it to a view.
That's okay. So you can bring that to a drawing sheet.
Now with DWF, you can't import a markup on a view.
That's right.
But that's still okay if you can edit the view drawing sheet, if you can.
through the, like you.
So you
Yeah,
go
you have
there.
to bring in your sheet, activate view,
Yeah,
bring markup.
yeah. And then
Which doesn't always work because quite often, like for myself, I taught a view in early stages to mark up on two things.
You're limited to just marking up a sheet. You might want to have a 3D view that you want to make comment on it.
I create the view myself from the
Right.
10 section. You know, I have to put that on sheet, which is more work.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just thinking there was that.
Professional version that does it.
Yeah, that's like brilliant for marking up stuff and what have you, how to get that into. And if you can't, print it out, have it on the screen.
What I'm saying is,
On next.
it's better to have it on the screen.
Yeah.
Even when I've marked up on a sheet, and I've told them to get in, I don't
Becomes a bit of a
bothered. Yeah, I'm not bothered.
Doesn't matter.
The EBS that's on our list of things to do that we've got
The reverse.
the bring has been done from scratch in Bluebeam. Now we've got to make a CAD version of it. There's no resource to do it at the time, so.
Have you seen the demo?
Done on CAD for engineers, so you'll see us using it more and more.
Have the services engineers been?
Yeah.
And Chenchen's a bit of a guru, isn't he?
It's only a selected few.
A few, because certainly on SAP, I view of it. And then no one outside the building group knew about it.
Totally, building group is, you know, now, they either have used it for a while or they're starting to use it.
But I think there was only one bloke in the civil that knew of the system.
Transport, fly in Sydney office anyway. Queensland know about it.
Yeah, right.
Oh, thanks, Ed.
All right.
That was exactly what I wanted to see. I have power.
Yeah, I mean, PowerPoint, so it wasn't actually the software working.
Okay.
Apparently, Marek said to Peter Brown, don't bother learning it, it's for the young ones. Don't you worry about it.
The next step of that would be workflows, and the
You're right.
senior guys will be going in there and putting their digital signature after they review it.
No, I don't think everyone wants to do that. Digital signature. All right.
Thank you.
All right. That's right. Oh, I pay it now.
About these things, how
So is that quick from Andy, or do you, want our service guy to, go?
you see the demo? You see the demo, similar one that a service is